being disabled really sucks. Which seems like an obvious thing to say, but it always sucks more than people think it does. And that's not me saying, like, oh, I go through so much pain that you all just don't understand. This is me saying that there are small things that people don't usually think about when it comes to being disabled. For me, one of the biggest emotional burdens that comes with being disabled is my ability to hang out with people. I am always either the flake who suddenly gets too sick and has to cancel my plans last minute, or I'm the really strict bitch that makes it to where other people can't hang out with me. Either I'm having a sudden flare up that makes me cancel on people and makes me seem like I don't like them, when honestly I do, and honestly I want to hang out, and I'm probably crying at home sending my cancel text, but I don't have another option if I can't walk that day. Or I am the strict bitch. This is the one that I feel like actually pisses people off the most, or at least makes them feel like I'm being dramatic, or at least makes them feel, I guess, just some type of way about me. Not only am I physically disabled with arthritis and nerve damage, but I am also heavily immune compromised. I get extremely sick extremely easily, and normal flus and colds that treat people averagely, I guess is the best way to say it, they take me out for weeks or even hospitalize me. My endometriosis and my previous tumors that have had to be removed have left me with an immune system that hasn't really functioned well since I was like, I want to say 16. When I was first diagnosed with a pulmonary embolism in 2019, I was also kind of roughly diagnosed with a generalized immune disorder. Basically, my doctor told me that my body doesn't process germs the way other bodies do. As time went on and we did more tests and I figured more stuff out, that generalized immune disorder kind of becomes a catch-all for just the comorbidity where all my disorders meet in the middle and make it really hard for me to live. Which means I have to ask people to mask up when they see me, or if they're about to see me. For example, if they go to an event the day before, or the night they are seeing me, or anything like that, they have to mask up, typically a few days before we all hang out. There are some concessions for this. Typically, if I'm able to hang out with people outside, I'll be more lenient just because all my friends are able-bodied, and I guess I just become more lenient when we're hanging out outside because I feel like it's harder to convince able-bodied people to give a shit and to mask up when we're outside. So things like Ren fairs, a corn maze, tubing on the river, anything like that I'm doing down here, I'll concede more if it's in public. But if it's like a convention or a concert or anything, I typically have to ask the people around me to mask up. And a lot of people hate doing that. I try not to take it personally because I know it's not about me. It's not about me, Eden. It's not that they don't want me to be safe. It's about the fact they've never had to think about disability before in their lives. But the thing is, as I've said in a previous episode here on this podcast about disability, disability is something that everyone will have to face eventually. You just aren't disabled yet. And I feel like sometimes none of the people I know will have sympathy for me flaking or being a strict bitch until they themselves have to flake or be a strict bitch. No one really understands it unless you live it, and therefore it can be really hard, I guess, for able-bodied people to get it. I wish I could round out this episode with some form of advice or even self-comfort just for me, but I know the reality is that the world right now is not friendly really towards any group that needs a little bit of assistance, any type of equity work. The world doesn't like marginalized people right now, and disability is usually one of the first things on the chopping block for that because it's seen as such an inconvenience to the able-bodied people around you, which is really devastating. And that's how I feel this whole hanging out emotional burden hits me specifically, is I feel like other people treat it like it's their emotional burden. It's their, oh, woe is me moment. But really, it's mine. I don't know. It can be hard to put into words sometimes. Does anyone else feel this?